Good morning, and thank you for coming to be part of the 57th Spring Convocation at Lethbridge College. We are here today to celebrate the success of the more than 300 talented students who will soon be walking across the stage. All of these convocates have shown dedication, focus, and fortitude during their time at Lethbridge College, and it is our pleasure to honor them today. And so to the class of 2014, let me be the first to say congratulations. And now, if you'd please remain standing as Jessica Albritton, Child and Youth Care student, leads the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
That was beautifully done. Thank you. You may be seated. We will now have the University of Lethbridge Youth Singers under the direction of Kathy Matkin-Clapton perform a tribute to the convocates. They will be singing Homeward Bound by Marta Keene.
Stop their singing and the sky
Thank you. That was beautiful. And thank you again. I'd like to extend thanks to Jessica and Kathy and to the University of Lethbridge Youth Singers for being with us here today. Welcome. I'm Stuart Cullum, Vice President Academic and Chief Operating Officer at Lethbridge College, and today I have the honor of being your Master of Ceremonies for our 56th Annual Convocation celebration. I apologize, it's our 57th annual celebration. One of the many wonderful parts of Convocation Day is that it's a chance for family and friends to formally engage with and experience Lethbridge College, to get a glimpse of the life and landscape that these convocates experienced as they have been completing their programming. So much of the college experience is a solitary pursuit. It's about a student researching at the library or sitting for an exam or making a presentation. So to take a break from our usual routines and come together as a community, all united in our pride for these convocates, all looking to celebrate their achievements, is more than worth our while. And what these convocates have achieved is more than completing a program or apprenticeship. They have also done the important work of learning how to learn. They have had the chance to put into practice the theories they learned in the classroom, whether those classrooms were filled with desks and chairs or some of our other classrooms, including the kitchens of our culinary students, the streams and lakes of our environmental students, the studios of our design and communication arts students, or the shops of our students in the trades. The skills and experiences gained in learning how to learn new ideas, information, and becoming lifelong learners who will serve the convocates well throughout their lives, whatever their future holds. We're delighted to see so many of you here today, to share in recognizing the many accomplishments and achievements of our class of 2014. And before we move on, I'd like to make a few introductions, and I'd like to remind you that we have overflow room available for you and your child to use if it becomes difficult to remain seated during the ceremony. The overflow room is located on the second floor of the building. It overlooks the gym and has a live video feed, so you'll still be able to watch the ceremony. If you need help locating the room, please ask one of our volunteers inside the gym. In addition, please note that there are emergency exits to my left, and other well-marked exits outside of our gym. And now the entire college community would like to extend the warmest of welcomes to the convocates, their families and friends, faculty and staff, student association representatives, alumni, and other friends of Lethbridge College. At this time, I would like to introduce our platform guests. I would ask that they stand and be recognized as their names are called, and that you hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Mr. Randy Jesperson, Chair of the Lethbridge College Board of Governors. Dr. Paula Burns, Lethbridge College President and Chief Executive Officer. Ms. Bridget Presteur, MLA for Lethbridge East and Lethbridge College alumna. Mr. Ethan Galaney, member of the Lethbridge College Board of Governors. Mr. Gord Jong, Chair of the University of Lethbridge Board of Governors. Dr. Carolyn Green, Bachelor of Professional Arts Program Director, Athabasca University. Chief Tom McKenzie, Lethbridge Regional Police Service and a Lethbridge College alumnus. Ms. Deborah Bardock, Dean, Center for Health and Wellness. Mr. Marty Thompson, Dean, Center for Justice and Human Services. Mr. John Milder, Chair of the Lethbridge College Alumni Advisory Council. Mr. Simon Griffiths, Vice President, Corporate Services and Chief Financial Officer. Ms. Rika Snip, President of the Lethbridge College Faculty Association. Mr. Kevin Hong, President of the Lethbridge College Students Association and a convocate who will receive a Diploma of Business Marketing today. Mr. Michel Bichard, Executive Director, Public Relations and Communications. Ms. Corrine Roth, Executive Director, Human Resources. And Ms. Gail Weeks, Executive Director, Planning. Also on the stage is Mr. Ken Taylor, Justice Instructor, who will be reading the names of our convocates today. I would also like to acknowledge several of our honored guests, including Mr. Keith Dys, former Chair of the Lethbridge College Board of Governors and this year's honorary degree recipient, along with his family. And we welcome our other special guests, including former board chairs, board members, and other supporters and friends to the college. Thank you all for joining us today. would also like to take a moment to acknowledge some other contributions to today's ceremony. Our procession was piped in by Sean Pinder, co-owner of Runner's Soul. And the procession was led by Honor Guard, which includes members from the Lethbridge Regional Police Service and the RCMP. Finally, I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time to help make this a memorable occasion for our convocates and their families. Now, I'd like to call upon our President and CEO, Dr. Paula Burns, to bring greetings on behalf of the Community College.
Thank you, Stuart, and good morning. It is such a pleasure to be with you here on this most triumph of days. Congratulations to each of you, to the students here celebrating the completion of your programs, and to all the family and friends celebrating with you. Lethbridge College has a strong history of successful students, and really one of the most rewarding aspects of my role is to hear firsthand those stories of the students who choose to make Lethbridge College just part of their learning journey. It is a privilege for us to acknowledge your journey with us. The success of Lethbridge College is written in the success of each of you. You may not see it on your face, but those around you can likely attest to the transformation that you've gone through during your time at Lethbridge College. So whether you came here maybe fresh from high school, maybe from another post-secondary institution, or perhaps that you were in a job that either fueled your passion or didn't, you came to the college ready to embark on the journey of learning. I'm sure that you arrived here ready to dive into your program of choice and learn everything that you possibly could about that specific endeavor. But what you might not have expected is what you would learn that was even beyond that, the other things that you learned during your time here at the college. And while I can't speak specifically to the individual growth that each of you have experienced over the number of years that you've been here, I can really attest to the wonderful faculty we have here at Lethbridge College, and know that they, every day, continue to prepare each of their students for that changing workforce. Our faculty members are experienced and skilled professionals who are always facilitating your learning. I know that they care deeply about the path that each of you has taken. Their goal is not only to prepare you for your next job, or even the job after that, but they really do want to help you develop those 21st century learning skills. Those things that include innovative problem-solving skills, communication, collaboration, and leadership. Our faculty are really dedicated to giving you a well-rounded experience with all of those skills. Because we know that it's those skills that will serve you as you leave the college. You'll be able to transfer those into the workforce and into the day-to-day life. As you were attending classes, taking part in those hands-on experiences, completing, I bet, lots of assignments and meeting many deadlines, you are also learning to be very flexible in your learning, to make meaningful connections, to be adaptable in any situation, and to have the ability to collaborate with others that enhances the work you're doing. Our board chair will speak in a few minutes about the success of some of our alumni, the ones that have had some great success upon leaving the college. And as I look out on this impressive room of students in front of me, I know there are numerous success stories right here in this gymnasium. We have students who've had the opportunity to work on applied research, students who've won awards for their programs, and students who have traveled to other countries to do work on behalf of the college. And then there are even more students who overcame obstacles just to be here, just to attend college. Students who've conquered learning disabilities and students who've never set foot on a campus until today because they took their entire course online. At this point, I would like to single out one student who was acknowledged earlier this year within the province and is making her first visit to campus this week. Jamie Bogastai. Jamie is a Correctional Studies Diploma graduate who was the 100,000th online student served by eCampus Alberta, and she will be crossing the stage this morning. This is a really important milestone for Jamie and for Campus Alberta. Jamie has done the entire course online and continues to work towards her degree. Each of you has had your own success throughout your time at the college, and today we celebrate those accomplishments. I would like to extend my thanks to you for continuing to be part of the success stories at Lethbridge College. And on behalf of everyone at the college, I wish you continued success throughout your entire life. Congratulations.
Thank you, Paula. And now Randy Jesperson, Chair of our Board of Governors, will bring greetings on behalf of the board.
Thank you, Stuart, and welcome, everyone. Each spring, I have the pleasure of representing Lethbridge College's Board of Directors, or Board of Governors, I should say, in the institutional world, at this ceremony, which is wrapped in tradition, music, and much meaning. I have to admit, I always look forward to this event, in particular, the moment when I get to look out and see so many bright, talented, and enthusiastic faces of both students, parents, and other loved ones before me. It is one of the best parts of my job. Class of 2014, congratulations to all of you. The board and I are proud of you and your many achievements, and we're excited for the journey that each of you is about to embark on as you prepare to transition your role as a Lethbridge College alumni. Whether you are heading on to another post-secondary institution, straight into a career, spending time with your family, or traveling abroad, the opportunities waiting for you are endless, exciting, and highly dependent upon your interest and your initiative. Please make good use of them all. The convocates who came before you can provide some inspiration as you start your journey. There are more than 25,000 of them are scattered around the world doing important and interesting work in a variety of professions. Let me tell you about just a few. We'll start with Michelle Smith, who works in Ottawa with the RCMP. Since leaving Lethbridge College with a criminal justice diploma in 1986, Michelle's work has ranged from investigating murders and working as a bodyguard for Supreme Court justices to continuing her studies and working in witness protection. Today, she is a staff sergeant posted to the RCMP's International Peace Operations Branch, working on policy, human resource issues, planning, information management, and negotiating partnerships with other police agencies. Exciting work. But wherever Michelle's work takes her, and it's taken her to many interesting places around the country, she says she hasn't forgotten the solid foundation that was laid during her days as a student at Lethbridge College. And then there's Chantel, Winter from Swift Current. She came to the college specifically for child and youth care program and returned to her home province to work after graduating in 1995. She was, as far as she has been able to determine, the first youth worker in southwestern Saskatchewan, and she's thrilled that youth workers are now found in every school in her division. Chantel says she loves her work because of the relationships she makes with students and their families. And she told us that she recently heard from a former student she had worked with when he was 12. He contacted her 17 years later to wish her a happy birthday and thank her for her help and her guidance. Finally, let me tell you about Matthew Jubilius, a 2006 graduate of the college here, of our collaborative Bachelor of Nursing program with the University of Lethbridge. Matthew has worked as a registered nurse specializing in cardiovascular intensive care, and he is currently the manager of health simulation at the Medicine Hat College. He has been praised for expanding the use of the Health Simulation Center and for making it more efficient and meaningful for faculty and students. In recognition of his leadership, enthusiasm, and generous sharing of knowledge, Matthew was named a Lethbridge College Rising Star last year, and we expect him to continue making a difference in his work and in the community. There's no end to the stories I could share with you about the convocates who came before you. Graduates of Lethbridge College are doing great work as volunteers, employees, managers, family members, and leaders in our city, province, and far beyond. And we're so proud of them as we are of you. Let these stories be your inspiration, much like your story could be the inspiration for future graduates of Lethbridge College. We can't wait to share your stories, so please do remember to keep in touch and come back and visit when you can. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Randy. At this time, I'd like to ask Bridget Pasteur, MLA, Lethbridge East, to bring greetings to our convocates.
Good morning, everyone, platform guests, and certainly most importantly, you graduates. I too sat there many years ago. We're not going to go into that. But I'll start with that I went back to school at 45, and I became a nurse, and now I'm a politician. Who knows, there may be a politician out there. But my point is that when you graduate from the college, this college, and be so prepared for the world, excuse me, so prepared for the world that you have no idea where you're really going to end up. The world is going to be your oyster out there. And so I congratulate you, and I encourage you all to look at that big world, go out and grab it. It's waiting for you because you have come to this college and got that foundation that you really need. You'll have a good time, and as I say, who knows, there even may be a politician. Good luck and congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Pasteur. We're proud to have an excellent working relationship with our Student Association. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Kevin Hong, President of the Student Association, to come forward and speak on the association's behalf.
Thank you, Stuart. What can I say, guys? We did it. We have worked. We have worked very hard to get to where we are today. Be proud, because I know I am. We all have started our own path towards something new in the future. Some of you will continue your education, and others, you're ready for the working world. As you leave this stage in your life to begin a new one, never forget your roots. Never forget all that you have learned here at Lethbridge College. I will always look back and say to myself, I made the right choice coming to this college. If I hadn't made that choice, I wouldn't have had great opportunities open up for me. Meeting new friends, colleagues, finding job opportunities, even being the president of the LCSA. From here on, remember, always follow your passion. Stay true to yourself and never follow in someone else's path. Unless you're stuck in the woods and see a path, by all means, go ahead, take that one. As president of the LCSA, I am proud to say congratulations, class of 2014. At this time, I would like to call Rika Snip to the podium to announce the Lethbridge College Faculty Association and Student Association Teaching Excellence Award recipients.
I'm really happy to be here this morning to represent the Faculty Association. You know, your success, your graduation is our success, and we are heavily invested, as Paula noted, in making sure that it's been a good experience and that you have the skills that you need to go when you're ready to leave. Please come back and see us. Please come back and talk to your favorite instructors. There's nothing better than to make our day than to have somebody come back and say, remember me? I was in your class 5, 6, 7 years ago, and look what I'm doing now. That's always a great experience. As part of our regular annual work year and awards, we sponsor an award with the Students Association in which students and peers nominate a faculty member for the Teaching Excellence Awards of the year. We are giving 3 Teaching Excellence Awards this year and 1 Rookie of the Year Award for a total of 4 awards. And at this morning's convocation, one of our winners, Donna Kalo, who is an instructor in the Child and Youth Care Program, was a winner. Donna, are you here? Can you stand? There she is. Congratulations, Donna. At the same time, I'd like to ask all of the faculty members to stand for a minute and take a well-deserved bow. Come on, stand up. There we go. Thank you very much for your hard work and dedication. Thank you. Congratulations and good luck wherever you go.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Rika, and congratulations again to our outstanding instructors. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Paula Burns to return and introduce the recipient of this year's honorary degree. Paula.
Thank you again, Stuart. It is my true pleasure to tell you about this year's honorary degree recipient, someone whose work ethic and leadership is admirable and absolutely inspirational. But first, let me just tell you a little bit about why we confer honorary degrees. An honorary degree is conferred as a way of recognizing an outstanding individual who's made a significant contribution to education and demonstrated a commitment to the values aligned with Lethbridge College. This year's recipient is Mr. Keith Dys, a successful entrepreneur and former chair of the Lethbridge College Board of Governors. Keith was a natural choice to receive this year's honor. Although he's the first to tell you that in the early days of his career, they were a little rocky, he can tell you some good stories about how he was often broke from the time he left school until the age of 31, when Keith was hired at CEK Manufacturing Limited in Calgary. He quickly rose through the ranks. While at that company, which later became known as KEM Manufacturing Canada, he became a successful salesman and established a water treatment division for the company, teaching himself the business from library books. As he said last night, there was no internet back then. Keith and his wife Ellie would go on to form Enercon Water Treatment Limited in January of 1991, a successful business which benefited from their hard work and their planning. When Keith wasn't at work, he gave his time and talents to support many community organizations, including Lethbridge College. He first volunteered for the college's Clayton Allen Wine Auction Committee and then served as a member and later chair of the Lethbridge Board of Governors. He's also been actively involved in both major capital campaigns at the college, recently as the co-chair of our current Possibilities Are Endless campaign. Keith has said that seeing the workings of the college up close showed him firsthand the ways education can pay off. It was very clear to the committee who decided on the honorary degree recipient each year that Keith Dys has shown great loyalty and dedication to the college, especially in his many leadership roles and the various ways he's participated and contributed to the college and to the community over the years. Lethbridge College is where it is today because of champions like Keith, and it is our pleasure to honor and give him this recognition today. Keith, if you would please come up. Keith Dys, Lethbridge College is proud to bestow this hood and to confer the honorary degree of Bachelor of Applied Arts on you this morning. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Paula and Stuart, and thank you all for the warm welcome. It's a true pleasure to be here today to accept this honor. Convocates, I'd like to congratulate each one of you on the achievement you are being recognized for today. I know it took hard work and dedication to get where you are now. Well done. I never had the chance to go to college. I was born in Holland and moved to southern Alberta when I was 6 years old. We lived on the outskirts of town on 43rd Street, which back then was still an old gravel road. I went straight from attending the McNally School into full-time work as a journeyman partsman. I think I had some of the first journeyman partsman papers in Alberta. The number on mine, I think, was 79, if I remember right, 2 digits. It was good work, it was hard work. When the chance came to take over my father's sign painting business, I jumped at it. But to be honest with you, it was a disaster. I couldn't paint a straight line to save my life. Back in those days, they still sign painted by hand, no computers to do it. We ended up shutting the business down in 1976. I was out of work, broke, but I never lost hope. I never gave up. Failure was not an option. Instead, I kept looking ahead and kept making plans. I continued my search for a job and kept on looking for a career that would fit. One day I applied for a job in chemical sales in Calgary. They wanted to interview me, but I had to borrow money from my mother to put gas into my vehicle to drive down for the interview. That loan was well worth it. I went to the interview. I got the job at CEK Manufacturing, which later became Chem Manufacturing Canada. In the first year, I became the first person in the company's history to earn over $100,000 in commission. I ended up opening an industrial water treatment division for the company and learned about that business from the books checked out in the library, like Paula said. No computers, no internet. A couple years later, I was national sales manager. It was good work and again, hard work. I was on a plane just about every day of the week, traveling from coast to another coast, getting home late on Friday nights. And I did this for about 14, 15 years. And through it all, I kept looking ahead and making plans. When the company was purchased by a French company, I could see the beginning of the end. So my wife and I started working, setting up our own company. And in January 1991, the company had been working for had been foreclosed on. The next day, we opened Intercon Water Treatment Limited and didn't miss a shipment or lose an account in the transition. Excuse me. It probably won't surprise you to hear me say it was good work. I said that before, but it was also incredibly hard. Ellie and I were putting in 16 hours a day those first few years, working from our house. Even up until 5 or 6 years ago, I would be into the office by 7 in the morning. Running my own business was the most satisfying work of all. I was much better at that than I was at sign painting. I didn't have to travel all week long either, because I'd have been better at anything than I was at sign painting. There's real satisfaction that comes from seeing all of your hard work and planning pay off. As the years went on, I was able to start giving back to the community. One of the ways I did was right here at Lethbridge College. I first got involved in the wine auction, and in 2002, I was asked to join the Board of Governors. As I said at the start of this speech, I never had a chance to be where you are now, ready to graduate from college. It took me a lot of years to get this degree. But I've seen over the years that getting an education is so important and opens so many doors. Some new doors will open for you during these next days and weeks as you embark on your careers or continued education. As you step through them, armed with the knowledge and experience you've gained here at Lethbridge College, I wish you the very best. Good luck on your journey. Even if your professional life, like mine, doesn't always move ahead in a straight line. And don't forget that hard work and planning always pays off. Never leave failure as an option in attaining your goals. Thank you again for this honor, and congratulations to the class of 2014.
Thank you, Keith, and congratulations again on this achievement. Thank you for inspiring our graduates to do work that changes the world in ways large and small. It's now the moment that we've all been waiting for, the introduction of our convocates, the class of 2014. Marshals, you may begin leading the convocates out, and while they're gathering, I would like to take a few minutes to review some housekeeping items. During the parade of convocates, you will notice that some of our learners are wearing special gold stoles with their gowns. This stole identifies Phi Theta Kappa honor students and symbolizes the Phi Theta Kappa motto of good as gold. It's available to all of our students who excel in the four hallmarks of the society: scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship. I would like to also point out that all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit convocates will be presented with a traditional eagle feather to honor their achievement. The feathers will be presented by Ms. Shanda Veneer, Lethbridge College's Intercultural Service Coordinator, prior to the crossing of the stage. And as the college is on traditional Blackfoot territory, we have invited an elder to smudge prior to your arrival in order to cleanse the space and prepare for our celebrations here today. We ask that you remain seated while your convocates cross the stage. Just sit back and enjoy the moment. We have a professional photographer from LifeTouch Photography taking pictures of the convocates as they receive their diplomas. Pictures are available for purchase in the cave. Please refer to your program for details. After the ceremony, there are special photo areas in the center core of the college and outside of the food court area that are available for anyone wishing to take a group, class, or family photo. We would also like to remind you that this event is streaming live and that it is available for future viewing on the Lethbridge College YouTube channel. Out of respect for all convocates and their families, I'd like to remind you to please remain seated until the ceremony ends. We understand that some of our guests may not be able to sit for long periods of time, or you may have young children who need special attention. So I'd like to remind you that we have an overflow room available for you and your child to use. It is located on the second floor of the building, and don't hesitate to ask a volunteer if you need help finding it. At this time, I ask Mr. Ken Taylor from the School of Justice Studies to take his place at the podium to announce the 2014 convocates. I also invite Dr. Paula Burns and Mr. Randy Jesperson to rise and greet our convocates.
We'll start with the Center of Health for Health and Wellness, and that's Deborah Bardoc's dean. And this is the start of the central sterile processing, and the name is Danielle Greeno. Selena Ouimet. Miranda West. That is the end of the central sterile processing. And for the start of the healthcare aid, Amanda Bulahowski. Sky Curtis. Samantha Delmage. Stephanie Dominguez. Nicole Hootmer. Samantha McGarrigle. Sarah Romero. Melanie Matson. Now Melanie Matson. Melinda Radisick. Karamela Suretsky. Emma Sullivan. Jennifer Taylor. Roxana Thomas. Shelby Hughes. That's the end of the healthcare aid. Now we start the healthcare aid certificate. Elizabeth Baylog. Francis Castillo. Rihanna Foote. Allison Howlett. Jenna Lee Ment. Tammy Nurse. Taylor Rippon. Amy Skiba. Kayla Wickens, and that is the end of the healthcare aid certificate. Susan Amaro is the start of the unit clerk training certificate. Christy Blue. Taylor Dagenstein. Nina Devine. Cassandra Duncan. Janet Egger. Nadon Matthews. Mary Jane Rinke. Emily Stolte. Jessica Weeb. This is the end of the unit clerk training certificate. This is the start of massage therapy diploma, and it's Caitlin Adrian. Okay. Nancy Barron. Brittany Barr. Taylor DeGudis. Amanda Fox. Rebecca Gibbons. Kyle Halischuk. Alexandra Harris. James Hart. Casey Heller. Brittany Hoyt. Colby Jenkins. Adrian Lafferty. Christina Meyer. Justina Mayowski. Danielle Normandin. Kelsey Passman. Janessa Pichet. Jenna Sorensen. Kaylee Thorpe. Alexandra Tolley. Kelly Warner. Alana Weber. That is the end of the massage therapy diploma. The start of the practical nursing diploma, Claudette Aboudi. Jennifer Audette. Ambika Bastola. Kayla Block. Michelle Brink. Chelsea Bryan. Kaylee Canfield. Jacqueline Clark. Natasha Clark. Beth Coulter. Jonna Daychief. Kayleen DePoli. Sarah DeGroot. Athena Destreza. Stephanie Dick. Carmen Dronkeler. Cecilia Drummond. Chelsea Emsley. Brenna Engen. Alejandro Espindola. Joseph Fayemi. Barbara Fleming. Marissa Freistad. Christopher Gepanaris. Christina Gilmore. Sydney Gurzitza. Rochelle Gukert. Teresa Halcrow. Stephanie Harker. Brian Hart. Jenna Hartung. Starla Hardy. Amber House. Janae Jasperson. Cassidy Johnson. Nika Jubain. Amy Calben. Pam Kirkham. Brenda Kiss. Mackenzie Koopmans. Kathleen Kozak. Jessica Crample. Carly Loxton. Amber Lundstrom. Kathleen McKinnon. Shay Mandel. Adetutu Mojid. Sydney Murphy. Melissa Orr. Amy Outshorn. Kelsey Park. Marie Paw. Paige Peterson. George Peters. Marissa Pickering. Matthew Pigeot. Olenka Pola. Crystal Regan. Leah Ripley. Georgia Robinson. Brianne Rossler. Stephanie Rombo. Yunzi Rue. Samantha Sakura. Jill Selke. Janine Sinke. Heather Stevens. Olemi Tella. Sarah Tui. Michelle Van Heerden. Gabrielle Vassis. Jamie Whitequills. Danielle Wilkie. Holly Winger. Hun Raul Yu. And that is the end of the practical nursing diploma. And we begin the therapeutic recreational gerontology diploma with Shelley Butler. Kate Erickson. Jelena Jacobson. Miriam Carnas. Turan Kirshner. Kelsey Mellon. Chantal Meeks. Jolene Naismith. Anna Romero. Karen Scotton. Elise Simonson. Chantel Strom. Lindsay Taylor. Bianca Vanderstol. Elizabeth Viken. Emily Wankling. Crystal Woodruff. That is the end of the therapeutic recreation gerontology. Thank you, Deb. You may return to your seat. I'd like to invite Marty Thompson to come up. This will be the start of the Center for Justice and Human Services with Marty Thompson, Dean. And this is the start of Child and Youth Care Diploma. Wilma Armeda. Courtney Allen. Cinnamon Barber. Angela Fife. Jenny Hankey. Jolene Hines. Camille Ann Hallie. Brianna Keating. Megan Kraus. Jenna Krushelnicki. Mackenzie Lang Briscoe. Sarah Lusky. Alana Mueller. Coralie Offit. Fiona Patterson. Kathleen Schmidt. Courtney Scoe. Danielle Taminga. Melissa Villeneuve Donovan. Maria Wall. Courtney Ward. Ashley Wicks. Jocelyn Wilson. Kendra Wilton. It's Annette Melnichuk. And this is the end of the Child and Youth Care Diploma. We'll start at the Disability and Community Rehabilitation Diploma, Kendall Airy. And Jolene Mosley. This is the end of the Disability and Community Rehabilitation Diploma. And we begin the Early Childhood Education Certificate with Candace Barty. Tashina Cathrobe. Daisy Chiefbody. Sherilyn Harker. Nicole Kurtz. Brenda Martin. Kennedy McKay. Danielle Murfin. Dustin Norton. Vicky Traub. Ryan. Alana Van Ryn. Samantha Weaselhead. Alexandra Westling. Kaylee Weaver. Rebecca Zeich. That's the end of the Early Childhood Education Certificate. And the start and also the end of the Educational Assistant Certificate, Patricia Vanstra. This is the start of the Special Needs Education Assistant Diploma, Sharon Galloway. Shelby Hangerer. Nelda Kreft. Amanda Liddall. Stacy Lucician. Sorry. Christine Mauser. Dion Sawatsky. Melissa Van Herk. Erica Vayette. And that is the end of the Special Needs Education Assistant Diploma. And now we begin the start and the end of the Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder Education Certificate, and it's Pamela Mullen. Now we start the Criminal Justice Policing Diploma with Braden Arguin. Tamara Arnold. Did you eat this thing? Travis Baber. Bacasoro, right? Levi Bacasoro. Robert Balcom. Joshua Bartlett. Nicholas Beaton. Lydian Bernard. Philip Botterill. Justin Brisnello. Riley Brown. Andreas Bruntaler. Colin Burke. Jorge Cano Lopez. Erica Coette. Solitaire Clark. Christopher Clarkson. Nicholas Cook. Jordan Cooper. Madison Cote. Carolyn Daigle. Lindley Deck. Connor Del Bello. Rebecca Dozois. Ryan Duncap. Brady Durbano. Colton Dick. Rylan Eckel. Ashley Enns. Robert Entwistle. Arthur Fernandez. Matthew Fowle. Caitlin Friesen. Laura Griffiths. Corey Grinton. Hannah Goulash. Jordan Harmachuk. Luke Heber. Trista Hewson. Jordan Hopkins. Tim Harvey. Kylan Harasmick. Jason Houtmer. Oh, yes. The lovely and talented Brandon Hoskins. Why me? Shelby Hutchinson. David Jordan. Patrick Landa. Spencer Letty. Cody Lewis. Christopher Luciak. Lupke. Allison Lupke. Good. Zachary Lundstad. Mark McDonald. Shelby Lynn McLean. Taylor Morash. Liam Mulligan. Curtis Nesbitt. James Osidi. Victoria Johansson. Carly Peters. Justin Rath. Adam Ryder. Andrew Rakedahl. Mitchell. Mitchell Sargison. Bryden Schmidt. Keith Scotland. Anybody? Robert Singer. Ashley Stiles. Bria Temenga. Dylan Russian. Keaton Sawatsky. Cheyenne Schneider. Kurt Paul Sidhu. Kate Susi. Joan Suggett. Daniel Todd. Dorian Tews. Scott Wallace. Good. Samuel Westcott. Kayla Wissel. Daniel Wolf. Alex Wright. The second Wright brother, Ashley Wright. Justine Yushko. That is the end of the Criminal Justice Policing Diploma. And we begin with the Correctional Studies Diploma with Anna Barnes. Okay. As our president earlier commented, in February, eCampus Alberta reached a tremendous milestone by serving its 100,000th online student. Jamie Bogsty, a resident of Calgary, was the lucky student who registered in the Youth and Criminal Justice course here in Lethbridge College. To celebrate this landmark moment, eCampus Alberta presented her with the eCampus Alberta Lifelong Learner Award and tuition assistance for all future eCampus Alberta online courses. Jamie Bogsty. Dakota Bratner. Celine Engblom. Cole Filatop. Christina Good-Godry. Carly Green. Shannon Horsberg. Ryan Horvath. Teresa Kleinfeld. Caitlin Lindstrom. Caitlin Matheson. Sarah Mills. Kristen Prosser. Alexandria Scott. Alicia Kays. Melanie Lacombe. Jennifer Mann. Asia McLeod. Samantha Pullen. Amy Shanahan. Prince Will Okiero. Cherie shot both sides. Kristen Skiba. Zachary Spencer. That is the end of the Correctional Studies diploma. We are starting with the Justice Studies Bachelor of Applied Arts. Nairis Quajar. Andrew Enns. Susan Gencarelli. Brendan Groft. Charles Hine. Cassandra Ketchum. John Lee. Delaney Malsbury. Heather McPherson. Brittany Menzies. Kayla Payne. James Price. Michelle Reed. Kirsty Scout. Hey, how are you? Congratulations. Omar Teja. Agnes Zerdrell. Monica Zombori. That is the end of the Justice Studies Bachelor of Applied Arts. Thank you, Marty. You may return to your seat. I'd like to invite Dr. Carolyn Green to come up. This will be the start of Athabasca University, the start of the Bachelor of Management, Mimosa Buupi. And the Bachelor of Professional Arts in Communications, Michael Berland. Lindsay Dick. Kelly Morris. How are you doing? Sarah Norgard. Tanya Weeder. That is the end of the Bachelor of Professional Arts in Communications. And the start of the Bachelor of Professional Arts, Criminal Justice, Angeline Bull. Brent Carr. Garrett Degenstein. Jay Ellis. Good. Janelle Gaudette. Alicia Guthrow. Okay. Julio Bravo. Mark McNally. Jocelyn Mollenkamp. Wesley Shannon. That is the end of the Bachelor of Professional Arts in Criminal Justice. Congratulations, thank you. The Bachelor of Professional Arts, Governance, Law, and Management, Daniel Brown. This is the Bachelor of Professional Arts, Human Services, Mackenzie Meeks. is the end of the Bachelor of Professional Arts and Human Services is Sasha Wells. Sasha Wells. This is the end of the Athabasca University.
Congratulations, convocates. It is my pleasure to present to you the class of 2014. Let's give these convocates another round of applause. Be seated. I now invite John Milder, Chair of Lethbridge College's Alumni Advisory Council, to come forward to provide some lasting words to our convocates. John.
Thank you, Stuart. And congratulations, convocates. It is my pleasure to be the first to call you Lethbridge College alumni. Let me start by saying just how truly proud we are of all that you've accomplished. Your hard work, focus, discipline, and determination have led to this day, and it is an achievement worthy of celebration. Well done. As chair of the college's Alumni Advisory Council, it is also my honor to welcome you into the fold. You are part of an impressive group, more than 25,000 strong, living and working and making a difference all around the world. You only have to think back to the stories Randy Jesperson, our Board of Governors chair, shared with us earlier today to be inspired. And the best part is, there are so many other stories like it, because Lethbridge College alumni are influential, inspirational, and engaging members of their communities. You'll get the chance to read some of these stories in the latest issue of Wider Horizons, Lethbridge College's award-winning magazine, which you'll receive today. And who knows, perhaps next year the board chair will be sharing your success story with the convocates, inspiring another generation of Lethbridge College alumni. Maybe we'll all be reading about your triumphs and travels in the next issue of Wider Horizons. So wherever life takes you, please keep us posted. We love to hear all about your adventures, and we are confident that you are going to go out and make a difference in your communities, your families, your work, and your world. Good luck to all of you, and congratulations.
Thank you, John. This concludes the formal portion of our ceremony. I'd like to thank the first-year broadcast students for working with our audiovisual department for the technical aspects of today's program. Thank you to our incoming Student Association government for helping with the folder on the stage. And finally, I'd also like to thank all of the other college staff and volunteers for helping to make this wonderful day of celebration for our students. Thank you. Please take time for a photo opportunity at locations throughout the campus. Thank you again for coming, and let's give our convocates one more round of applause.